1986, Acura jumps on the luxury scene, the first of the Japanese automakers. And from 86 to 2001, the Integra was a shining star in the Acura lineup. And since then, we've seen the RSX, we've seen the ILX, and now Acura is bringing back the Integra for a 2023 model year. Gosh, 22 model years after the 2001 was discontinued. And now I have full details for you guys to discuss. Starting at the Acura newsroom, we have two articles to talk about. Metaverse is getting the Integra, and there'll also be an Acura showroom in the Metaverse. I'm not going to talk about it because I live here and thrive here in the real world. We're going to focus on this article right here. 23 Integra revealed as a premium performance gateway for new generation. If you're just now finding my channel, my name's Kirk. I talk about Japanese and Korean cars. If you're into that, make sure to subscribe. Now, Acura's given this huge press release here. I'll put it in the link below if you guys want to read it, but I'm going to skip down to the meat and potatoes. We're going to go down to their provided spreadsheet. I always love it when manufacturers give us some juicy spreadsheets to go over. And here we are. We're going to scroll down to the key specs and dimensions first, and then we're going to head up to the top and talk about, interior options and things like that. So the body style is a liftback, and I've been saying it for a while now that the new Integra is going to be a really nice Civic hatchback, and that's essentially what we're getting here. The Integra on the left with no packages, that's the base model that's going to start around $30,000. Then you have a technology package, and that's only available on the A spec. One engine option before the Type S, which will get the 2-liter turbo from the Type R more than likely. But the 1.5-liter turbo is going to shine here, just like it does in the topper trims as well as the SI Civic. The 1.5-liter makes 200 horse, just like it does in the Civic SI, and 192 pound-feet of torque. The CVT is standard. And it's standard on not only the base Integra, but also the A-Spec. However, we have the 6-speed manual taken out of the Civic Si with the rev matching downshifts, as well as a limited slip differential, the helical limited slip. That is optional. However, I don't know if it's available outside of the technology package. We have McPherson struts in the front. Just like the Civic, it's not like double wishbone front suspension like other Acura products. We know it has a multi-link rear, unlike some of its competition. Alloy wheels, 17-inch wheels are standard on the base Integra. 18-inch wheels you'll see on the rest of the packages. However, I believe you can get 19-inch wheels as an option from the dealer. Now, looking at the brakes here, I just confirmed that's exact same brakes that we have on the Civic Si, which are slightly upgraded, if I remember correctly, over the base Civics. We also don't have weight at this point in time. The curb weight of the Civic Si with the high performance tires anyways is 2,961 pounds. This vehicle will weigh more, as it's going to have more sound deadening material. Also, it will have higher quality materials. But let's go back to the key specs and features here, go through this spreadsheet, and we have A-Spec Sport Appearance Package. Of course, that is standard on the A-Spec package and with the technology package. Power moonroof is standard. Jewel eye headlights, of course. Chicane LED daytime running lights is standard, as well as chicane LED tail lights. LED fog lights are only available on the A-Spec and above. LED exterior puddle lamps is on the A-Spec with the technology package. Acura Watch Advanced Safety is standard. That's really nice with the driver assistant technology too. Blind spot monitor with rear cross traffic alert is standard. Front and rear proximity sensors. I actually was not expecting this on the Integra at all, but it is available. It is standard, I should say, on the technology package. Smart entry front doors, which is the same on the higher end Civics. We have 3-mode integrated dynamic system, comfort, sport, and normal. And this is very similar to what we see on the Civic. However, in the Civic Si, we also have a custom mode, which you'll be able to get that individual mode or that custom mode on the technology package, as well as adaptive dampers. So adaptive dampers were available on the previous Civic Si. They took them out, but they're coming back with this technology package on the A-Spec. So we will have adaptive dampers, and of course, they will vary their stiffening with the driving modes. We are getting a fully digital instrument display, or MID, behind the steering wheel. This is a 10-inch screen that we see in the Sport Touring and Touring models of the Civic, so that's really cool to see that standard here on the Integra. Unfortunately, the 9-inch screen is not standard even on the base Integra. You're going to get the 7-inch screen. It does still give you Apple CarPlay an Android Auto on the A-Spec and base, but you don't get it wireless. The only way you can get wireless is by having this 9-inch screen. Interior ambient lighting is only on the technology package. ELS audio is only on the technology package as well. Alexa built-in on the technology package. That one doesn't do much for me. Yes, we have a heads-up display. I was not expecting this either on the Integra. This is a 5-inch heads-up display, so that is great to see it. Of course, that's only available and exclusive to that technology package. Wireless charging pad is only available on the highest spec. We have one USB-A on all trims, and we have 3 USB-Cs. My light just went out. And we have 3 USB-Cs on the technology package. So at least according to the spreadsheet, it's saying we're only getting 1 USB port in the entire vehicle for the A-Spec non-tech package and the base, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Heated front seats is standard. That is great to see. 8-way power driver seat is standard. You have the option on the tech package for a 12-way with 2-position memory seat. And we have a 4-way power front passenger seat only on the tech package. You're going to have to make do with a manual seat, it looks like, for the A-Spec and base. We have synthetic leather trim seats, which is a huge upgrade from something like the Civic Si, for example, with those cloth scratchy seats. And then you have synthetic leather trim seats with micro suede. So no real leather here on the new Integra. It's all synthetic, which is fine by me. I really can't tell the difference anyways, and synthetic tends to last and wear better anyways. But you also get the micro suede there. Keyless remote engine start is only available on the CVT. That makes sense, and that's only available on that tech package as well. All right, I'm going to go through the pictures with you guys. Of course, Integra, we have on the front and rear bumpers Acura placed inside the taillight here. I like that touch. You also are going to have this optional carbon fiber lip spoiler. Definitely a dealer installed thing would be my guess. ELS Studio Audio, it's good to see that high performing ELS on the Integra. There's the paddle shifters. Paddle shifters are standard with the CVT. We have the nice red stitching. So this is a paddle shifter CVT with the A-Spec package since we have the red stitching here. Here's the black synthetic leather. This is not the technology package because we don't have the microfiber or micro suede inside of here. This is also the CVT here with the shifter. This looks very Civic, guys, very Civic-like because this armrest is the exact same cutout lobster claw from the Civic. We do have glossy black here, which is a different material than we see in the Civic, and I don't know if it's a better choice, to be honest. This is identical from the Civic. The auto off, the parking brake, the driving modes is behind the shifter. So this is a very Civic-like experience. Just from the layout of the vehicle. Here's your heads-up display, first ever heads-up display on an entry-level Acura that I'm aware of. I don't believe the ILX has one, but I could be wrong. I haven't driven that car in eons. Here's a fully digital 10-inch screen. Here's a nice picture of the A-Spec badge with the carbon fiber lip spoiler there. Wireless charger is only available on the top technology package. We're going to keep moving. Here's a better view of that interior. And for the first time, we see what the vents are going to look like. And to be honest, these vents look like they're taken straight out of the Civic. Now, we don't have that same honeycomb. It's more of a chain link fence sort of design. These knobs are pretty much identical to what we see in the Civic. So even the placement of the starter button. So guys, what we have here is a very nice Civic. So there's nothing really surprising me. This 9-inch screen is the exact same placement and everything of where it is in the Civic, at least the top end Civics, because this is the 9-inch that we see in the Touring and Sport Touring and the Civic Si. And then looking at the A-Spec here, it looks very TLX to me. That's not a bad thing. The grill's a lot more aggressive, more sharp. Looks like it's coming at you or clawing at your face, which I'm okay with. We have that kind of chain link pattern that we have on the grill of the interior vents here. And this has the fog lights, which is standard, I believe, on the A-Spec models, whether you get the technology package or not. So this is our first view of the shifter, and I'll put an image or video up of the shifter that I just drove in the Civic Si. It's the same exact shifter, same transmission, and that is not a bad thing. It is absolutely spot on the Civic Si. Shifter is designed a little bit different. We don't have a rounded off top. It's more flat top here on the Integra. A-Spec treatment here, which is very similar to the Type S treatment that we have on other models. The steering wheel looks very similar to a Type S steering wheel. Here are the Shark Gray 18-inch wheels. They look good. these split 5 spokes look pretty solid to me. Now this might be a dealer installed accessory. This bejeweled illuminated Acura badge here, I think it looks cool. When you zoom in, you can see it's a little bit pixelated, a little bit bedazzled with jewels, but if you zoom out, it looks pretty uniform, looks good. No mention of it, I don't think, in the press release, so it's probably a dealer installed accessory. A look at the taillights here at nighttime. The Acura badge blacked out again, probably another dealer installed accessory there. Another look at the back here. Of course, we have that strong liftback design. The window line definitely blacked out, or should I say the window trim. Here's another look at the interior. This portion looks like it's exactly the same as a Civic. Even the handles are exactly the same as the Civic Si I drove. These pedals, looking at the pedals here of the Civic Si I just got out of, these are the exact same pedals of the Civic Si, but I do like this orchid interior. I'm actually a pretty big fan of it in the rest of the Acura products. Stick shift looking great there in the middle. Let's keep moving. And another view here of the standard sunroof, and we're looking at this interior. Looks so similar to what we see in the Honda Civic. However, we have this big portion here. So in the Civic, this is a nice linear line all the way across of the honeycomb grille. Here in the Integra, I can't tell what type of material or pattern this is that goes from the vents / HVAC controls all the way to the other vent. It's obviously a little bit polished and shiny and maybe some sort of grid pattern. It's really hard to tell. The dash though is a different design than we see in the Civics, and that's actually nice to see. I wasn't expecting a different dash design, but you can see down in the shifter that shiny black plastic that no one's really that big of a fan of, and this is a high volume area where it can collect scratches and things like that. Here's one of the USB-Cs and then the single USB-A in the car. So in the Civic Si I just drove, both of these are USB-As, for example. ELS Studio Audio, which I cannot wait to test drive. I mean, like I said, I thought the Bose was pretty decent in the Si. I'm not an audiophile, I just like to crank some tunes from time to time. Some final images here. Just looking pretty solid. Here's the red interior, which is a lot of red. I would be getting the ebony or the black. Don't know if I can do that much red. Fully digital MID, digital cockpit, as you could say, like we see in the top of the line Civics. We also have a better close-up of that trim that's going to be on the dash. This looks like a fake carbon fiber. I don't know if it's going to look better than what we already have in the Civic with that nice line that goes all the way across the dash. Now, I haven't seen these wheels yet, and they don't look like the wheels we've already seen. So these could be maybe the optional 19-inch wheels. They definitely don't look like 17s. Here are the two USB-Cs in the back. And again, this is only available on the top-of-the-line technology package. Same thing with the puddle lamps here on the door, only available on the technology package. I'm enjoying this angle of the Integra. I like the completely blacked out window trim matching with the shark gray wheels, as well as the nice deck lid spoiler there. We know the exhaust is the same coil system that we see in the Civic Si, and even the exhaust tip looks to be the same as the Civic Si. This is the technology package because this has the parking sensors on the rear. We have a blacked out Acura badge. Again, I don't know if that's going to be an A-spec thing or a dealer installed thing, but the spoiler is definitely going to be a dealer installed accessory. So these are actually the 19-inch wheels here, 235 by 35 R19s, probably in dealer installed or dealer ordered. I don't know if you'll be seeing these in the showroom floors. What do you think about them? I actually like the shark gray wheels on the 18-inch better. I don't know how I feel about these in motion 5 split spokes. I actually prefer the 18-inch wheels, how they look. And that's nice because they're not going to cost you any more money. But I think we're pretty much back to the beginning here. We also have Acura listed in the headlamp there, like on the tail lamp. So the cat's out of the bag. You can now go reserve your Acura Integra online. And what do I think about it? Well, it's exactly what I was expecting. I just hope you can get the 6-speed manual on the A-spec, that you don't need to get the technology package to get that 6-speed manual. I want it to be more widely available and not locked into the most expensive spec of the Integra. I'm interested to see how the CVT drives on the base Integra with that 200 horsepower and the paddle shifters. I'm definitely going to put it through the ringer. Acura also made the decision not to standardize the 9-inch touchscreen, which gives you wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. You can only get that on the tech package. Strangely, the 10-inch MID is standard behind the steering wheel. I would almost rather that flip-flopped. I don't mind the smaller MID that we have in the Civic Si. It does give me all the information I care about, and I actually like the traditional analog needle for the speedometer. But that's just my gripe. Some of you guys would probably want it the way it is. Heads-up display as well as parking sensors are nice to see on the top end. Wasn't expecting that. And then now the question goes to, what's final pricing going to be? What's final packaging, color combinations, things like that? Definitely stay tuned. I will give you that information as soon as it's available. We know that the base Integra CVT without the A-Spec package is going to be around $30K. And lastly, no word on Type S. More than likely what will happen is Civic Type R will be fully announced, maybe even available before the Integra Type S is announced. And just like always, I'll give you guys the latest details, the newest updates on Acura, on Honda, as well as the rest of Japanese and Korean automakers. But I need to cut myself off. My voice is starting to go. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video on the Integra, smash the like button. The Integra always gets people fired up, good, bad, and different. I'll see you in the comments down below. Cannot wait to see what you have to say. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video.